It's Madden NFL 23, and we'll see the 2021 Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Burrow. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball, 4 touchdown throws. It's the Bengals and the Ravens under the lights on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
First quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Baltimore's offense making its way out for the first time, and leading them, their quarterback, a guy who is just so electric under center in his 5th season now, Lamar Jackson.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins.
And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And that will be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
Back deep, Trent Taylor. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. And the Bengals getting set for their first possession of the ball game and leading them out in his 3rd season. Really the face of Cincinnati football, Joe Burrow.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here 1st and 10.
At their own 27.
Man open. That's Jamar Chase complete.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. A 1st carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The numbers for Mixon last week, 16 carries, 119 yards, and the score.
How about the first month of the season for him? He leads the league in rushing, so you know his confidence is at an all-time high, which means his offensive line loves it too. They'll get more opportunities to run block for him.
And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens' 44. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd-and-1 situation. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see some...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson. This is caught by Robinson. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks running with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a game, hard to argue against calling it.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Here's Jackson to throw. They'll set up the screen to Drake. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
There we go. There we go.
Mixon with a first down. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. And they'll begin by running the option. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And his throw here's incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Hey, check that.
Tucker's kick is good. And 2 field goals now mean they take a rare 6-2 lead.
So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this strong?
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Burrow looking to pass. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. First down. Here's Burrow.
A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen.
And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Von Bell up to make the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Jackson.
That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Mike Hilton. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
Here we go.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8.
Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and 1, Burrow.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Bengals are able to move back in front. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that gives them a 3-point lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down. They'll go with the option, coming right. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Now Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal. A 39-yard line.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will tie the score now at 9 apiece. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Okay, can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
Williams loses the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
Takes it at the 7. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They are down by a single possession here, 16-9, as they come up 1st and 10. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Burrow to Boyd there for the Cincy first.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
Personal foul. Defense.
So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. The Bengals at 3-1 here through the first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Calling an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. Burrow on 3rd down.
That one taken in by T. Higgins.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 16.
Here we go, here we go.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. That's the tight end Hurst with it.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
Again, that's Hurst.
Touchdown! Hayden Hurst. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Bengals are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Jordan Stout now. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Hurst. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
First down there for T. Higgins. Don't let it be lost in Jamar Chase's phenomenal season. The Higgins had a big year for Cincinnati as well. Topped the 1,000-yard plateau for the first time, and he did it despite missing a few games with injuries. The third-year man could give Cincy a pair of foot.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And they will take a 7-point lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On 2nd and a yard, Jackson.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson.
Oh, looking for Andrews downfield.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out in Denver. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Javonte Williams, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, we take the long trip back across the country, then across the pond. Check out the action in London. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. Daniel Jones, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. And finally, on Monday Night Football, 2 old rivals in the AFC West, the Raiders, the Chiefs, from Arrowhead.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, we gotta go score.
Now Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
And they come with a jet sweep here as Burrow just taps that forward.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Here we go, here we go.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Here we go, here we go.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. This pass complete to Higgins. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 31-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Mixon.
And he's got it down to the 28.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Ravens are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They'll start with the option.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop the jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
That his 1st catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
Marty, you know when we call the game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed, his elusiveness, and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
And lines up a gain of 4 to the 41. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They go play action with Jackson. And that is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and the Bengals grab it. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Here we go.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
On 1, ready?
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Burrow looking to pass. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Boyd.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Here's Higgins out on the right side. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 16. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st.
On 1, ready?
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Well, they obviously red man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, and made him
What do you mean by that, Burrow?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Drew Sample, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a Bengals score.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24.
He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins.
He juked him. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Now Jackson going to take off with it. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Eluding the pressure right. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
On 1, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. Turnover that just got him the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a 1-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here, then?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. Wear down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Holding. Offense.
Jonah Williams, former first-round pick, the guilty party.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Burrow will throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. Now Jackson on 1st down.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4. 42-yard.
Here's Jackson to throw. That's taken in by Duvernay.
First target, first catch, and a first down.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time, spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton.
And the Bengals are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the...
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So Lamar Jackson in the offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. 1:53 remaining. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10.
Jackson connecting with Andrews.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage. Now a throw here to his running back. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Now Jackson.
Over the middle, complete. It's Drake.
And he will have a Ravens first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. And he'll go underneath here to Drake.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs.
Throwing, Jackson.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Mike Hilton, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
Mixing up the middle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And a short gain here down to the 22. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on 3rd. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one.
Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
And give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game, but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the posts.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. One last shot for Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped in incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Cincinnati, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.